Hello, everyone. It's Damian Reed, and I am coming out to you live once again this week to share and talk to you about one of the habits from my Amazon international best-selling book. Ignore the that. I thought I turned that off. There's always something to go off and make a noise or do something like that. All right. So today I'm talking about the importance of immersive personal growth. And I really just want to welcome you all and thanks for coming out. I would love for those of you who are watching this live, it's being done live on Facebook. Those of you watching it live, just go ahead and submit any questions that you have throughout the duration of this live about immersive personal growth. And for those of you who are watching the recording on any of my other social media platforms, please feel free to send in your questions, and either myself or my team will ensure that we answer every single one of the questions that you have about this topic. So this is habit number 4, as I said, and habit number 4 says to take part in at least one immersive personal growth activity per quarter. So the first thing that we should probably answer is the question, what is immersive personal growth? As I defined it in my book, just to differentiate it from different types of activities, immersive personal growth is typically a multi-day activity that takes place as part of a group, and it's designed for some form of transformation or growth experience as an outcome. So it actually covers a wide, very, very wide range of topics across all of the 12 different key areas of life. So it could be something in the area of your business. It could be a spiritual retreat. It could be something related to wellness. It could be related to the family key area of life. So really just talking about something that is immersive, like it has you be in it for a period of time that creates that shift, creates that transformation. And it's distinct from what you would normally have as daily practices or short-term practices. So if you look at something like meditation, for example, you could have a daily meditation practice, but if you were to do a 10-day Vipassana silent retreat, that would be an immersive growth experience. And so some of the benefits of actually doing these types of experience, I just want to read directly from what I had noted in my book, is that immersive personal growth experiences create a restorative mental and physical break from day-to-day routine stresses and challenges. I was communicating with someone on Instagram yesterday, and we just got into a sort of quick chat about this. And she was saying, "Hey, you know what? I've done breath work retreats and I've done wellness retreats, but I kind of do them ad hoc. I can see that if I was to plan them, that this would actually create something for me." Absolutely, because if you're taking on a commitment to doing one of these every quarter, then what you're doing is scheduling time for yourself to take a break from the day to day. It's at least every 90 days, you're going to do a reset of mind, body, spirit. And that's really valuable as an entrepreneur. It's really valuable as a person. And especially in some of these challenging times, giving yourself the space to do that reset is super, super important. Other benefits is that they represent a commitment to hit pause and do deeper work not available to us through shorter activities. They're also an opportunity to create, build, and nurture new relationships and communities. And they allow you to find people to surround yourself with who are living the kind of life that you're committed to living. And then finally, the last benefit that I mentioned was that they enable you to discover non-business owners who are practicing the type of habits that will make a difference in other areas of your life that you're actually committed to having excellent results in. So let me just take a quick look to see if I ended up with any questions on this. Let me check there. I got two places where questions could show up for me while we're live. So let me just take a quick look. Bear with me for a moment. All right, I don't see any. So yeah, just a reminder to those of you watching live, if you've got a question, then just pop that in at any point. So I want to share 3 tips with you as sort of my habit. The 3 tips are these. So the first tip is this: plan well in advance. You want to have your next 4 immersive personal growth experiences planned out, which would mean you have a year planned out. And I want you to consider this tip for a number of reasons. The first is that if you've got them planned out, then you live into that future of actually creating those breaks for yourself. So you know that there's pause buttons built into your next year. The second thing about that is that it has you be in a place where your personal growth is intentional, that you are mapping out the areas of your life that you want to create breakthroughs in, create transformation, create different results in, and you've actually scheduled time to do that. Now, I know that in these times of uncertainty, that can become quite difficult because are you planning to do an online version? Are you going to be able to travel to do something that is at a distance with so many things changing? I'm based in Toronto, and I know many of you are all, you are from around the world. I see the statistics on where you're located or in different countries around the world. We're all dealing with different levels of restrictions, different travel restrictions, different local restrictions. And so it may be difficult to plan out the full year with certainty. However, you could plan out what you want to do and not necessarily commit financially to it, take it to the final step where you're set to go and balance the changing landscape with what you're committed to. Tip number 2, pick activities that are going to make the biggest difference in areas that you're struggling with. And this may just seem like common sense, but if you're single and you are struggling in the area of dating or intimacy, relationships, then pick an immersive growth activity that's actually going to have you develop those skills. Develop yourself in that area. Maybe develop yourself in being more vulnerable, being more communicative, etc. Have what you're choosing be a match for the direction that you're creating and taking your life in over the next year. And sometimes that will take a little bit of research because it's easy to default to, well, someone's having a weekend retreat and I can just go online and do this thing because it's easy, or everybody else is attending this big name, and so I'm going to sign on with the tens of thousands of other people who are doing it. That's the easy thing. But where do you find something that you can immerse yourself in if you want to have a breakthrough or transform the area of your wealth management, or you want to have a transformation, or you want to change the way things are for you in the areas of your contribution in the world? How do you set those up? How do you research those? What is it that you commit to? So that's tip number 2. And then finally, tip number 3, I was alluded to a little bit when I talked about the benefits. So tip number 3 is to match choices with communities you want to build in your life. So in addition to picking picking immersive growth experiences that are a match for the things that you're struggling with, you also want to look at the communities that you're looking to build. I like sticking with the wealth one for entrepreneurs, because one of the things that is the most common with entrepreneurs that I encounter, especially the women entrepreneurs that I work with, which are 95% of my clientele, is that the number one thing is that people are not earning the kind of income that they would like to earn. And so if you're going to be picking these growth activities over the course of the year, why not pick growth activities that are going to expose you to communities that are living the way you want to live? So include that in the way that you're assessing. You can start to see if you're balancing out, the areas I'm challenged in, what am I growing with, the communities I want to build. This can turn into quite a fun experience from my perspective in terms of researching and selecting the type of growth experiences that you would actually go out to experience. So let me pause again for a minute and just check and see whether or not I've got any questions. None there. And I don't see any there either. Again, you guys can, that's a little bit behind, but you can always drop a question in the live feed. Sometimes I never know whether or not I'm just covering the topic really well, or people just they've heard everything they need to hear on that. Okay, so a reminder for those of you watching the recording, I'd love to answer any of your questions that you have around this. If you're listening to me and you're thinking, yeah, but how about, that really sounds great, but I get stuck here, then I'm absolutely at your disposal. Just reach out, send me a quick message, whether that be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and let us know what the questions are, and we'll make sure we get back to you. I do want to mention one thing that is an opportunity for people who are looking for an immersive growth experience that I will be leading at the end of February. It's actually February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. And it's the online version of the Reflect, Recharge, and Reflect, Recharge, and Create workshop and retreat that I led in November near Toronto. And it's been adapted virtually to create a virtual community to come together and actually get rid of 2020, create an amazing future. And then the group that participates in this online retreat, virtual retreat, will go on to create a mastermind, and they'll meet once every week to support each other with what they're creating. And part of that experience is that we actually have a home wellness experience that's been designed by a company called Shift Experiences to have a transformational shift in your relationship to your wellness. Doesn't that sound like an amazing thing given what's going on in 2020 and 2021? And for those of you who are in Toronto, being stuck at home, we've actually designed home to be a place where you can have a transformation in your wellness over that one day. So if you're interested in that, by all means, reach out to me, or just check links that are related to any of the accounts, and you can find your way to the page that tells you a little bit more about that. And I'd love to have some of you who are watching this actually attend. All right. So I invite you to peruse the feeds, find other videos on other habits. I'm typically doing these about once a week on the different habits of the week. If you're not already following me on social media, on some of the social media platforms, and you just happen to come across this, go ahead, follow me on social media. We do a habit of the week from the international best-selling book that I wrote. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for giving me your time for this short period. Stay safe out there, be well, be healthy, and we'll see you again real soon. Thanks, and bye for now.